As I come to the end of another week of podcasts, where we've looked at the trials and difficulties that we have in life sometimes, I'd like to tell a story. I love stories because I reckon we remember stories and remember the truth of those stories. I've told this story at the fellowship already and at one of the local schools where I take assemblies occasionally. It's a story about a donkey, a very inquisitive donkey. On the farm where the donkey lived, there was an abandoned well. The rest of the animals had sense enough to avoid it, but not the inquisitive donkey. He regularly visited the abandoned well, but one day his curiosity got the better of him and he ended up sliding in and falling to the bottom. The rest of the farm workers were alerted to his plight when they heard this horrendous noise coming from the well. They rushed to the well, looked in, and to their great astonishment, there he was, stuck at the bottom. What could they do to get him out? Could they attach some chains to him? Could they get some ropes down? It wasn't possible. The opening was so small, the descent was too narrow. So the conclusion was that they'd have to leave him there. They'd have to bury him there. And so they collected lots of dirt and began to shovel dirt onto the back of the poor donkey. He began to react hysterically as shovel upon shovel of dirt hit his back. But then, to everyone's astonishment, the donkey calmed down. He shook off the dirt and stood in it. An hour, after the dirt fell on him, he shook it off and stepped on it. Shake it off and step on it. And as those painful blows hit him, despite the desperate situation, he just kept on shaking it off and stepping on it until, finally battered and exhausted, he stepped triumphantly over the wall of the well and to freedom. Just shake it off and step on it is the message for today. Life can either bless you or bury you. The difference is having the right attitude toward what happens to you. Paul had it. I mentioned this verse some weeks ago. He says, in all these things, and he's talking about painful things, hurtful things, devastating things. No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. David says it in the Psalms, in Psalm 44 and verse 5. In the Living Translation he says this, for it is only by your power and through your name that we tread down our enemies. When life throws dirt on you, and it will, just shake it off and step on it. I don't know what's been thrown at you lately. I don't know whether you're coping with the isolation, whether you're coping not being able to go out, or you suffering grief. Whatever comes your way, this says, shake it off and step on it. Now you might say, David, that's okay for you to say. You haven't been through what I've been through. We all go through different things, those trials I talked about yesterday, which refine us and make us more genuine and sincere. Shake it off and step on it. Use it as fertilizer and grow stronger. Listen to what it says in 2 Samuel 10, verse 12. Be strong and let us fight bravely. The Lord will do what is good. Now, did you get that? If we do our part, God will do the rest. So long as you stay in the battlefield, so long as you continue in the faith and continue in the fight. If you continue in the faith and the fight, you can have victory. But if you quit, what more can he do for you? So the message is today, shake it off and step on it. Whatever comes your way today, and I know many of you out there have got issues and struggles and battles right now. I'm asking you today, shake it off, step on it, use it as fertilizer to grow strong, and you'll never regret staying in the fight. Remember, the battle belongs to the Lord. He is in this with us. He fights for us. We are not on our own. Sometimes we feel like that. Sometimes we think only we are going through what we're going through. But it's common to all mankind. We all go through difficult things. So in the struggles and battles today, shake it off and step in it and go strong in God. Become a fine, upstanding plant for Jesus and make a difference. Lord, on this beautiful sunny day in the Rhondda Valley, I just pray you will help us to reflect on how wonderful you are and how great you are. And you can help us to grow strong despite the adverse circumstances, despite the difficulties that we are facing. Help us to stand strong, to stay in the fight and win through with your power. Amen.